Now, 10 months, business has failed. What did you do then? You said you went back to school?
Yeah, but my mom wasn't obviously paying for me to go back to Kennesaw. It took a lot, meanwhile, for me to go to Kennesaw. I also got a waiver. I got a scholarship. I had to do tests even after my I-20. Immediately qualified for a waiver because my GPA was about 3.25. The highest is 4. All of those things.
Okay.
It's like, I love you and you're my best friend, but we're not doing this again. Number one, I don't have money, but I don't even want to apply myself to find it for you.
Okay.
You're going to reach and now say, I found an Indian. We are starting this business in Mexico. All of us have to adopt to your decisions, Paula. And I think,
I feel like this is a real conversation?
It's a real conversation. All of us have to adjust to the thing you've decided. Yeah, for you, you just decided it. For us, we all have to now first be like, okay, how, why? No, for you, you went. Yeah. So of course I'm in this conversation laughing. I did a lot of growing up. At that time, Victoria University was owned by EduLink, a Dubai holdings company that had hospitals and whatever before they sold it to Sudhir.
Yes.
And they were selling this whole getting abroad education in Uganda, that whole thing. So I was like, yes.
Okay.
Went there and they were like, oh, you didn't do A-levels, you did SATs. So we can't accept you into a degree program. I was like, hold on.
Oh no.
Hold on. Okay, let's just hold on. Now I was like, yes, there is a purpose of A-levels, yeah? All the millions of people who did it, they were thinking it's you who was not thinking, okay? Right? Right? Yeah, you're just sitting there holding your papers like, yeah, there's a reason why other people did it. It was not for fun.
Oh man, these life lessons.
Too funny.
Are very tough.
Much, yeah, too much. It's so funny to tell your story. You never think about all this. Now I'm dying of laughing. In my head, I'm just like, yeah. Anyways, luckily they had a foundation program.
Yeah.
Foundation program is for people who did A-levels but didn't do so well and they want to be onboarded onto a degree program, and it's 1 year, and they had a business one. And I looked at all of the modules. I'm like, I'm getting on that one, and they said, yeah, you have IGCSE, so you can.
Okay, you found a way.
Yeah. So naturally, I said, okay, so these people thought that I couldn't do it. Let's see. Yeah, obviously, was the best in my year. I got a first class honors. Had to be. And then about that time, we were supposed to transition onto the degree program. The school closed, that whole thing of Uganda and the homosexuality bill.
Yeah.
I think EduLink had money issues. That's when Sudhir was coming in to buy the university.
Okay.
And so they were saying for all of the hundreds or so students, because it was just that small building on Kitchen Road.
Yes.
So
what happened to you?
They said that they were going to give me a scholarship to a Dubai school that I really didn't want to go to. Been to Dubai before, didn't want to live there, wasn't excited about the program. I had already learned about the University of Buckingham, which they had partnered with, which I got my foundation degree from. And they had this program called the BSc in Business Enterprise degree program where they let you do a degree to learn how to set up and grow a small business. And then you have to set up one as part of the degree with funding from the university. And they only recruit like 10 people from all over the world for that program. Naturally, you're seeing how I'm just...
So you're like, that is what I want.
And like,
that right there.
I said, Jesus, you love me. Yeah. No, you do. You've been thinking about me this whole time. Meanwhile, my idea was not only just to get onto the program.
Okay.
My idea was to convince the management of EduLink to stay and at least offer this one degree program to Ugandans, where we have a majority of youth who are starting businesses but lack structure. Imagine, that was my idea. I wonder now what they used to think about me just walking to that office. Meanwhile, with cut jeans and a t-shirt, not even just like, yeah, I went and printed the menus, how they would look like, the proposal, did a budget, walked in with like my African sandals, cut jeans.
You're like, this is what we're going to do.
But this is me, I planned for your whole thing. This is it.
So obviously they had drama, enough drama of their own.
Obviously, yeah, they did, but the ED
but did
just
it open something up for you though?
It did. They ended up saying, no, we are not going to pay for you to Buckingham. If you convince them to get you onto their program, we will pay a part for you to go.
Okay.
And because we're not going to be able to do all of these things. You know, this took months.
Okay.
Of being persistent and not giving up.
So you kept going,
going to meet the ED. I knew when he was in the country because there was always, you know, like shuffle going on in the school and cars and whatever. And I just kept asking to meet him.
Okay.
He looked at me like either you're genius or you're crazy, I don't know, but he looked amused and he said, fine, Paula, what I'm going to do for you, if you get in, we'll see how you'll go.
Okay.
Good man. I said, I will take that. So I only had the simple task of applying to the school and convincing them why, as a Ugandan and from an underrepresented country, they let me onto this degree program, I was going to come back and change entrepreneurs' lives. Small stuff.
But look at you, that's kind of what you're doing now. So it was, your plan was unfolding.
Yeah, I had no idea at that time. And the thing that sold my program director, who is like a 70, 80-year-old man with white hair, who also thinks I'm crazy and genius, is a story of leaving school and starting the business and losing everything. He thought that was gold. He thought it was fantastic. He said, you definitely have something to add, being a woman, being an African, onto our program, so go on, come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went and did that.
Yeah, and then made EduLink put it in writing that they were going to pay for my first year and accommodation and everything and ticket.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when you got there, were you like, yes, I found my fit, this is working for me?
When I got there, I hated
What am I seeing on your face? Okay.
Sadness.
Okay.
When I got there, I hated England. But I told myself, you're here for a reason. Not even like how people say the weather, and I'd been there before. I just didn't like it. I think maybe I was expecting it to be American. It's definitely not that.
Yes, they're very different.
Colder, smaller, grayer, more rigid, just more.
And people are just closed off.
Yeah, and the people
off.
they'll build some of the longest relationships, friendships that I have now, but it takes them a while to warm up. While Americans are, I have a word in my mind, but I don't know if I can use it on like a blog.
Okay.
Are more, you know, it's tricky establishing long-term relationships with them, but they're more open at the get-go. So they're more.
Do you feel like a bit more fickle?
Yeah, fickle is a good word. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a better word than the one I had.
Okay. So you focus, you said, I'm here for a reason, let me do this.
Yeah, let me do this. And it was great. The program was great. I alienated everybody by trying to be teacher's pet. Worked my way back to like, no, I need these people. And again, it's because I had so much to prove and to myself.
Yeah.
Always been a quick learner, but I now needed to prove it. It was so important, and so.
And also to yourself, because of where you come, you quit, you try to do something that failed. Yeah.
All of that. So, and I really wanted to show that you can be a business person, but not that very kind. You can also be a business person who can apply yourself academically and succeed. Yeah, you don't have to be one or the other.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did that, and again got a first class. Had to be the best in my year. Developed a fantastic friendship with my PD. The business that I started as part of the degree, I felt so grateful at the time to be going back to school, to be doing what I wanted, to have been paid for it. It was so much work.
Okay.
So I thought, universities are sitting on so many resources. Why not put them all onto one app for my people who are Ugandan entrepreneurs to use, not for certification, not for courses, no, just to get practical stuff they're going to implement in their businesses immediately.
Okay.
So yeah, Tessa has been a long while coming. It's been a long while coming.
Okay, so how did you start then?
So they gave me £4,500. Oh wait, no. First I pitched and they refused to give me even £1. They said that the idea is too complex. The proposal was overly written. I, as usual, have to get the thing and take it farther.
Okay.
So I thought, you had to, get people to design things, show the prototype, whatever. They were just confused.
Okay. Previously on Crystal One-on-One.
First artist that flew me from South Africa to come shoot a video was Shiba. It was Jeff Chio. And I think we did was Jordan for Shiba.
Okay.
We came, there was I've never seen a huge number of people on set ever. The whole industry was waiting for this Muzungu man coming from South Africa to come and shoot a video. So I get on set, they're like, hey, bagendo kulaba guy kali awo.
So I thought, you had to, get people to design things, show the prototype, whatever. They were just confused.
Okay.
Guys were putting in 3 pages, 8 pages. That's what they expected also as a university student. Not a whole proposal. So they were like,
Paula,
did alone.
you're being extra again.
Yeah, extra. Just, and then PD and his wife are always like, slow down.
Okay.
Slow down. Like, yes, we're going to do all the things, but maybe not today. Yeah.
Not this very minute.
Not this second. Yeah. They're still telling me that now.
Okay.
With everything they're seeing of Tessa on Twitter.
Yeah. No, I was thinking the app is up. Oh my God. I was just like, podcast. Well.
Because I thought that's how you're supposed to do it. In my head, that's how you're supposed to do
So in
it.
your head there was a plan. Like, I'm going
Yeah.
to do this. Okay, but how did you get that 4,500 pounds? Because in
Came
the
back the
beginning.
second time.
Yes.
Literally, first of all, walked out the pitch gutted with my tail between my legs. And then came back the second time ready.
Okay.
Yeah. Simpler idea. Maybe we're not going to change the whole world. It's just going to be an app for Ugandan entrepreneurs. Honestly, though. Yeah, so. No, because, yeah. Anyways, yeah. So, yeah. 4,500 pounds later, developed a pilot. It's only supposed to be a pilot. So people off my program are supposed to join an accelerator, get seed A funding, go to London, make it a big thing. I knew my life was here, but I still wanted to build something there.
Okay.
That would work here. And I'm still of the mind that things like apps, I mean, Uber and Spotify, we as Ugandans, we use, especially technology, things that are built here. It's so hard, and for an education app to get massive infiltration and here and then go there, wherever there is.
Yeah.
So yeah, the same idea. He entered me into a research and enterprise conference that's held at the University of Oxford for innovations.
Okay.
People with their PhDs came from Nigeria and Kenya and all over England, and we won.
Oh.
Yeah, Student Proxy won the Innovation Award for potential impact on African entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And that was the beginning.
That was a big moment, right?
Oh, wow.
It's okay, you can say it.
Yeah. It was £1,000, but it felt like the award itself, it was really great. And I thought we did a fantastic job. And I got someone in my class to do a phenomenal video, so I was already feeling great. The whole day went great. I love Oxford. If any of your audience have been there, that town, that energy, side business school, come on. It's lovely. So yeah, it was a great moment. And
Did you feel like at that point everything in your life was like coming together? Did you feel like it?
I felt like this is definitely what you're supposed to be doing forever and ever and ever and ever.
Okay. So how did we get from that and there to Tessa Advisory?
Still a very long journey.
Okay.
Yeah. Still a very long journey. How much time do we have? The summarized version. Came back to Uganda with that same energy.
Okay.
Which is both good and bad. Yeah. You come to Uganda and people are like not getting it.
Yeah.
But I was used to that. But
I think in the beginning it was hard to explain, hard for people to see what it is you were trying to do.
Yeah. It's still hard to explain now, even with the little bit of traction that we have gotten. But the point is, I wanted you to understand. I still needed validation externally. It wasn't enough for me just to know. which now I'm again telling the entrepreneurs that we work with, most of whom are women, the validation is to you.
Yeah.
You feel we should do it, we are doing it. The end.
So that burst your bubble? Did
Yes,
it slow
it
you
did.
down?
It did. What really burst my bubble is I spent 7 months on all of my savings that I made. And by the way, I was working at uni my last year at the Hill Figure in Vista Village for men,
Okay.
whilst running student proxy, whilst trying to finish my degree program and be the best in my class.
Was there ever any burnout?
Loads of breakdowns. My program director needs to come on for part 2 of this
So he was
segment.
managing this.
Yeah, he was managing the whole thing. I feel like that's what he did. More than even just teach me. He was really managing like psychological support for this person who's doing all these things nobody told her to do other than herself. Yeah. So ADB at the time had a program called HEST that they had partnered with Ministry of Education to do, the higher education side. $50 million over 5 years to do essentially what the app was doing.
Okay.
Resources, train entrepreneurs, focus on application and pragmatism, get universities on board, my kind. It was just like,
Yeah, exactly what you wanted to do.
right. Again, that strategy is not the best. New in the market, have an innovative idea. Maybe don't try to be attaching yourself to institutions because they need credibility and bureaucracy, and they're doing things differently meanwhile
Yes.
that you are challenging. If best case scenario, and this is very best case scenario, they steal it. And that's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you're just wasting everybody's time. Most importantly, yours. So again, huge strategy that I learned from that 4-hour market here in Uganda. Get initial traction on your own. Have the thing in your control. Let's get a revenue model and be moving, right?
Okay.
You're going to get partners and collaborators and institutions and everyone on board later. Whether they come or not, you're in control, you're making money, nobody's dying.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So you do it.
Yeah.
You do it, get it done.
Yes,
Believe in
you
it.
do it,
and
believe
push.
in it, have skin in the game. Of course, you really have to believe in it, otherwise you're not doing all that.
Yeah.
But I wasted 7 months before graduation doing all that.
Running around.
Trying to convince them. The coordinator, I said this guy is not getting it. If I talk to the ADB people, definitely. Ended up finding out who the boss was for this project at ADB. Went to meet him on a Saturday morning to tell him, look.
Yeah, because that looks like you're going over people.
Right. So he went to ADB. So 7 months. And at the end, what they came up with was, okay, all of this is, they made me write a work plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, of how we're going to do this, what ideas do you have, whatever. I thought it was great. I thought that was like, we're going to watch.
Yes. Nope.
At the end, they were like, yeah, so you see now government, of course now ADB, they have their own things. For us, we can't onboard you because public service, whatever. We can make you an intern and give you allowance and we see how, oh my gosh.
After all that?
This is what I have been waiting for. This is the meeting I have been begging for. So I was really crushed. I felt like, so burnout is happening again. It's not far away from me because I've been burning out multiple times in uni, before that as well. So I felt like I didn't want to apply myself anymore. Like I felt like I didn't want to use my brain. I knew I had to work. I knew I had to go somewhere. But I felt like, is there something that you can do where it's like you're working but you're not?
Okay.
I don't know what it was. I just felt like I'm tired of trying. I guess people feel that in different, even personal, you're just tired of like trying because it's just not working.
Sorry.
So I thought, when I saw an advert, massive advert, 2016 for government jobs,
Okay.
and I saw that they were hiring diplomats, and I saw that I fit the criteria, I was like, yeah.
Okay.
Government of Uganda. I don't feel like I'm going to apply myself much there. I'm not going to reuse my brain.
Wow.
And I did that massive transition from me being how I am to working for government, and I did as a diplomat for 2 years.
And how was that?
Humbling.
That's a nice word.
Boring.
Boring.
For me, and I respect a lot of people who did, for me it was empty.
Okay.
So a lot of people were like, wow, great, and this and that. I knew I wasn't applying myself.
Right.
But I did it for 2 years until my daughter
Okay.
showed up. Okay, she didn't show up. You all know how she showed up, but like,
Yeah, we
but
know.
she showed up all the same.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a trigger of like, okay, what are we doing for real
Okay.
now?
Were you here in Uganda? at
Yes,
that
I
point?
was, yeah. So after 4 years is when you get a placement to go into any one of our embassies or consulates or whatever all over the world.
Okay.
So
okay.
you have to be here for 4 years first. So I
Okay.
only did half of that.
Okay.
So I was here just,
All right.
next to Parliament Avenue, Chile.
So yeah, that's it. Having a child is something that changes your life. I mean, for most people.
Yeah.
And then you start to rethink. So did you feel at that point like you started to focus and say, but what am I doing?
Yeah. So I know a lot of people saying, they feel the pressure of like how you're going to provide and how are you going to do this. I just felt it for myself. You're up to what? Like, what is it? Yeah. So you said you're in this business thing. Now you're like government. Government was relatively easy because I've been working for government for a long time. We have a construction company in my family, so contracts, office of the Prime Minister, prisons, whatever, know how it works, all of that. So it was just like, I know I can do this.
That's why you felt it was easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I felt like, okay, no, you have to do something now for real. I wasn't feeling like I want to do 9 to 5, leave home after 3 months, already starting to feel like I really can't do this anymore.
Okay.
And
So you were already thinking this when you were pregnant. It wasn't
yeah, so
after
when
you
I was
had
pregnant.
your daughter.
Yeah,